Yeah.
Hello guys, welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today I'm delighted to be joined with Jack Dwyer, and it's fight week for him. He's got Jake Harrison, 23rd of September at, I forgot, in
Grand
Liverpool.
Central.
Yeah.
Grand Central Hall, Liverpool.
And it's for the Central Area title. But before we get into his big fight this weekend, he's got he fought Luke Fash earlier this year in a 40-36 win.
Yep. When was that again?
May,
yeah. He I think he was a last minute opponent. So I only got told the last week about Luke. He was a little bit heavier than me on the night. I was 8 stone 6. He was 9 stone 8. So I just outboxed him, really. Got on my jab. I made sure I beat him by boxing.
it was a great performance from you.
Yeah, it's probably one of the most where I've been relaxed and just let my hands go. There's been a few fights where I've obviously, been a little bit tense and stuff like that, but I'm starting to be loose and ease up on my shots and that now.
And we definitely saw that last time out against Joe Maforsa.
Yeah, well, I took that fight on 2 weeks' notice, or 2.5 weeks' notice. No, it was 3 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks' notice. I got told about it. He's obviously ranked very high in the rankings. He was supposed to be fighting for the WBC Continental, is it? I
think he was scheduled to fight for the English.
Yeah, and he had the WBC Silver as well, apparently, against Ryan Farag.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, I boxed him and got a draw, shall we say. So that obviously put it back for him, the scheduled fight.
If I'm honest, when I first saw the fight got fought, I looked at it, look at his resume, and I looked at you, and no offence, I was thinking he was going to win. But when first bell went, after that first round, I thought Jack's winning this. Just how the fight was playing out.
Well, that's it. If you look at records, then on paper he should have done to me what I done to him. That's on paper, but obviously my record isn't as bad as it looks because I've boxed top kids. Everyone I've boxed now is English champion.
Yeah,
Conor
Jordan
Kershaw,
Perkis.
Conor Kershaw, English champion. I think the only one that's not English champion is Fraser Morgan, I think his name is.
And Bradley Thompson, but Bradley's boxed on BT before.
Yeah. Bradley was probably one of the best kids I've boxed so far. He was good. I just think if these fights go on a little bit longer, I'll start catching them eventually. Obviously, my amateur background was basically non-existent. I had 4 amateur fights, and I'm boxing, people who were 4 times national champions, and I'm holding my own against them. So that to me on its own is a plus.
And it shows your levels when you box Joe and putting him down 3 times.
Yeah. Well, the second time I knocked him down, I thought, that's it, it's over. Like, I looked at the ref and said, bloody hell, why are you counting? Like, he's gone. And then the bell went.
His legs went?
Yeah, his legs were gone. But then he had a minute to recover then. But if that was the other way round, they wouldn't have given me the time. They would have waved it off. So, that's boxing though. Like,
they must have scored some of the rounds like 10-10 or something. I mean, surely.
Well, I think the first round was probably the closest out the lot.
Yeah.
And then my personal opinion, I won the last 5. I think the first one was, pretty close.
I reckon first you would give to Joe. Other than that, you had it, mate.
Yeah, I'd take that one because I watched it back and first round, yeah, Joe probably did win the first round by his jab. I'm a slow starter as well, you see, so I tend to start a little bit slow, but 8 rounds and he would have been out of there.
100%, mate. I was surprised how well you boxed and how well you fought. I mean, the best I've ever seen you fight.
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, I think that's down to how much notice I had. I didn't really think much about it. I just went in there and I just boxed. And when I realised, he could never hurt me at that weight, so I just put it on him and I hit him with every shot and nearly through.
And exactly that great performance, even though it should have been a win, and we know it's a win, but
Yeah,
it's now. This is you've got a title opportunity, and this is going to turn your career around. This.
yeah, definitely. No matter the outcome, like obviously I'm going to win. I'm gonna do everything I can Saturday to win. But no matter the outcome, all my fights going forward now are gonna be big fights. Um, More titles down the line. I want the English after this. Probably win this on the weekend. Um, Vacate straight away and
So
go for
will
the
you
English.
stay at bantamweight? Is that your weight now?
Well, I'll fight at super flyweight as well, but only if it's for something substantial.
Like
Like
an English, British.
English, British. Yeah, I'll go back down to super flyweight, but I'm strong at bantamweight. Me and Joe weighed the exact same other day, 8 stone 6, 8 stone 6, and that just shows my power at that weight, I think.
And of course, you've got Jake Harrison. I think he's from Liverpool as well, is he?
Yeah, he's Liverpool as well. Yeah,
It's a bit of a Merseyside derby in a way.
yeah. So I'm just looking at it as another fight. To be honest with you, um, no matter where they're from, I'll fight them. So
And of course, this is like his first test because all like your fights, you've been in there with the best. You've been in the deep waters before. Do you think these longer rounds and this is your first 10-rounder? Do you think this will benefit your fighting style?
I think so, yeah, because I've got that style, haven't I? Where hands up, walk forward, break my opponent down and stuff. I think I'm definitely his toughest fight today. To date, obviously, he hasn't boxed no one like me. He's boxed Steve Jackson, but Steve Jackson didn't turn up on the day. He was just rolling with the shots and stuff. I think the 10 rounds will suit me, yeah. Obviously, it's a 10-round fight, so you've got to pace yourself. You can't just go out guns blazing from the first bell. Jake's really good. Jake is really good, but he can't keep that amateur style up for 10 rounds. And that's where the pro game comes into it. I've boxed one of the best southpaws in the country already, being Bradley Thompson. He hasn't been as active as I would have liked, Bradley, but
Well, Connor and Jordan are doing very good things.
yeah, I thought Bradley was going to be English, maybe British champion by now at flyweight.
Yeah, but I don't know what's happening with him, but he's good, isn't he?
He's probably, yeah. Well, Jake's a southpaw as well, and Bradley is probably better than Jake.
And you had a good fight with Jordan, didn't you? It was a good fight.
Yeah, man, and Jordan's fight was brilliant. Yeah, I took that on 2 days' notice as well. I reckon again 6 rounds, and it would have been a very close fight.
I thought you at least it was a close fight. I thought you held your own in there. I thought the ref was a bit harsh, giving him all 4 rounds. I thought you at least won one of the rounds.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. What it was with that one is because it was so short notice. I just wanted to, I done a little few stupid things like just looking for the right hand all the time, maybe. But that was just because it was such short notice fight. But these, like you said before, I've been in with the best, and this fight Saturday is going to be the exact same. I'm boxing a good kid, but it's 10 rounds, so that to me is a plus. And fingers crossed, I'll walk away with that Central Area title, and then bigger things to go ahead for me.
How excited are you to be headlining a show, fighting for a belt, your first title?
Well, it's one of them feelings where, like, it's also real because maybe 3 years ago I never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now. You know, I was just in work every day. I still work now, but I'm committed. You know, I never thought I'd be where I am. But you've got to look up, haven't you? I suppose, you know, I'm excited. I'm really excited, to be honest with you. And no matter the outcome, I've got a big future ahead of me.
And of course, have you watched Jake fight before? What do you make of him as a fighter, or do you not really look into that
To be honest, I don't really look into my opponents, but I watched a couple of rounds against Jake and Steve Jackson. He's good like everyone else I've fought. He's snappy, he's sharp, he's flashy. You know, but can you keep that up for 10 rounds? That's my question. I know I can keep it up for 10 rounds walking forward, punching you. So it's one of them. Like, I respect Jake because there could have been an easier fight out there for him to take. You know, we didn't have to. This is his 8th professional fight. It's my 8th professional fight. And, you know, he could have went and boxed another few more. No disrespect to journeymans, but he could have went and got a few more O's on his record, you know, and then maybe just went for the English. But big respect to his management and his team and him. But, you know, it's going to be a good fight.
And how have you done well with your tickets, as it's like big title fight?
Well, there's no pressure on me to sell tickets. I've been given 50 tickets.
Are you the home fighter?
We're basically both home fighters, but it's Jake's promotion, isn't it? That's doing the show.
Who's your promoter again?
My manager is from London.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have like a VIP promotions or nothing like that. I just have a manager that phones me and says there's a fight. Do you want it? And I say,
But you're
okay.
always the away fighter, basically.
Yeah, but I'll fight at home as well. Like, this fight's at home for me, and like, no
Oh,
disrespect.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's his show, but like it's your hometown as well. So
Yeah, so basically, I don't, no pressure on me to sell tickets. I don't have to sell any. I probably have my family, my girlfriend, you know, the normal people there, but I won't be stressing out about tickets and running around and collecting money the day before. I won't be doing none of that. We're just doing the last, maybe tomorrow will be my last little fast session where I just have a little light shadow and stuff.
and then just chilling out, ready for the fight. Is it the day before weigh-in, as it's a title fight?
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Day before. Both got to be obviously 8 stone 6. I'm well on weight now. I'm about 120 pound now, and I've got to be at 118. So I'm 2 pound overweight, which is basically nothing.
And of course, what does the central area mean to you? Like, what does this title mean to you?
Well, at first I didn't really know, to be honest with you, but a lot of people have told me like it's quite a big thing, you know, and as it stands, you know, it's going to mean everything to me because there's multiple reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, and this will just be the icing on the cake, shall we say, and it'll top it off and make everything worth what I've been doing, you know. These hard camps, them hour runs of a night, eating broccoli and fish, you know, not being able to have a pizza, and then that belt, just holding that belt overnight will put a smile on my face.
Good
Most
stuff,
definitely.
mate. And what can fans expect from you on Saturday?
Same old. I go to fight and I go to win, so that's not going to change. Apart from obviously it's 10 rounds, so you can't go out like a madman. You can't just go out swinging from the get go. You know, I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna keep my hands up and I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna try and hit you in the head and the body and the arms, wherever I can hit you. I'm gonna do that.
And
Obviously,
do you think you win by knockout, or just the usual saying, if it comes, it comes?
if I catch him clean, then that should be it. But Jake's a good fighter. He's classy. He's skillful. So technique wise, he's probably better, but that's because of his amateur pedigree. But if I outwork him and I land more shots, I don't see why I can't get the decision. But definitely, if I see it, I'll take it. But if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing for the 10 rounds, hands up, walking forward, punching, which
And
is
do you
what I
think,
do every fight.
because I think he's only done 6 rounds and you've done 6 as well. But do you think if it goes past the 5 rounds, it will play into your hands and you'll come on stronger later on?
I think that, yeah, because I've put the work in the gym. I've done everything I should do. You know, I've got the 10 rounds in me. I've been doing 10 round sparring. I've done my sprints. All the usual stuff you should do. I'm fit enough. I had a little blip last week where I had to stay out the gym for a couple of days, but that's not, and we won't go there. But other than that, everything's went perfect. So I've got the 10 rounds in me. I know for a fact if it does go past 6, it's going to be a bit of a mad situation for me and Jake because we've both only done 6, like you said before. So I think it's going to be uncharted territory for the both of us, to be fair. So, but I definitely know I've got it in the bank. So if he has as well, it should be a good scrap.
Should be a good night of boxing. And
Yeah, I think there's only 6 on.
yeah, but Steve Wood always does a good show. I've watched a few of his shows like on YouTube and I think they sometimes stream the fight as well.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
The last, because they had a show on Saturday and the week before they streamed both of them, so hopefully they're streaming your one.
Yeah, I mean they should do. I think that'll be good if they do. Everyone can watch them online and stuff like that. There's a good few fights on. Brandon Diord's fighting Steve Jackson. I think that's 6 rounds. That'll be a good fight. Brandon Diord.
Stephen Jackson train with you?
No, he's fights out of Manchester. I'm from Liverpool. We used to have the same manager.
Wait, so you're not managed with Curtis anymore?
No. He's having a little breakout, isn't he? So I've had to sign with someone else.
Okay.
And maybe after this fight, a promotion will come up to me.
And before I let you go, as always, do you want to thank whether just anybody at all?
Yeah, my sponsors, everyone around me, to be fair, my family for putting up with me while I'm in my training, and my sponsors, that I couldn't be doing it without them. They pay for my medical every year. People who spend the money on the tickets, it's grateful, and basically everyone, and people like yourself, you're out there doing what you need to do and getting exposure to the fighters, and it's boss. I reckon you'll be do you know Ariel Hawani from the UFC? He's like an interviewer, very famous. I reckon you'll end up like him soon.
I appreciate that, mate.
But in the boxing version.
Yeah. And the new mate, good luck. Go and get that belt.
Boss, mate, thank you very much for your time.
Anytime, mate, and go smash it.
Appreciate it, mate. You have a nice day.
And you, mate. Bye.
Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra.